Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Health Chats Among Friends. My name is Deidre Kindred. I'm a nurse advocate, educator, and navigator. And today on Health Chats Among Friends, I have my good friend Elizabeth Trout. And we're going to be talking with her about who she is, her business, and we're going to find out so much information. So, hi, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Well, why don't you take the time here to introduce yourself to the audience and let them know a little bit about you?
Absolutely. So I am the owner of RetireEase Move Management and Downsizing, and it's RetireEase, EASE. We help make your move easy when you are looking at downsizing. So going from a very large house or, a house that you've lived in for many, many years to whatever that next phase of life is. If it's a garden home, if it's a, assisted living, independent living, if it's a, some sort of lock and leave kind of situation, just how to get all the things that you've accumulated over your life downsized to fit into the new square footage. And it can be everything from, doing an AutoCAD plan to make sure that everything does fit as far as furniture fits really nicely, kind of culling through your collections of things and picking out your favorite items to take with you. And then with all the stuff that you have left over, what happens with that? So, do we look at doing an estate sale? So then I can use my resources to help you navigate the estate sale side of the move, help find move professionals, so the movers and the packers and all those folks. And then once you've made the physical move into your new location, helping you unpack and getting rid of all the boxes and the packing materials. And then, ultimately, unpacking takes several days, but that first day, once the move has occurred, that the goal is for you to be able to go to sleep in your new home with your bed made, your clean sheets, a blanket, your toothbrush by the sink, your medications next to the sink, so that you can go to sleep and rest after a very, very big day, and then wake up the next morning refreshed in this new, much easier lifestyle.
Wow. Okay. So that is tremendous, I think, because, anytime somebody thinks about moving, oh my gosh. So retirees. So let me ask you, so how did you get into this business?
Well, so I have an interior design background, and specifically in my interior design life, I was doing a lot of project management. So a lot of herding cats, making lists, getting people where they needed to be, and, just kind of juggling all the balls of a project. About 20 years ago, we had to move my grandmother from a house that was 2,400 square feet in Austin to assisted living. And that experience was good, but we made mistakes. And after I left that situation, I thought, okay, I can use my skills from interior design to help folks make this transition easier and not make the same mistakes that we made. And I continued on with my career for 20 years in retail design. And then I was laid off and the opportunity presented itself. And so I took advantage of it and I haven't looked back. I love, love, love helping folks. And I'm not necessarily specific to senior citizens, but that really is kind of my wheelhouse, where I really enjoy getting to know my clients, helping them navigate a move like this, because in most cases they haven't moved in many years. And, if you've got all of those things that you've collected, plus, maybe you've got children that don't live in the city, or they live out of state, or you don't have any children, or, any number of scenarios that you might just need a little help with that move, that's where I can come in and help.
Wow, that's awesome. So first of all, it started by a personal experience, and then you saw the mistakes, and you want to help others not make those same mistakes. Because
Exactly.
moving, anytime you move, is can be stressful. But if you have a team, which it sounds like you have covered all the bases, if they need to, because I heard you say that if they need to unpack, you're there. If they need to find reputable movers, you're there. If they need to find estate sale representatives or professionals, you help them with that as well.
Exactly. Realtors, senior living placement specialists, the whole gamut, all the different pieces and parts of this work that I do. There's a huge network that I've been able to develop. And so just finding the right people to fit in at that, each part of the move. It's what I try to help folks with.
So this is a crazy question, but so I know sometimes it can take days because everybody's so different and individualized, but on average, how long are you with the client from start to finish? Is it a few days or weeks, or how does that work?
It really kind of depends. There are instances where I've come in and it's been, 2 days. I've kind of put together the packing. It's usually some last minute packing, and then made the move and unpacked. In fact, I have one that I've done I met them on Saturday. We moved on Monday, and I haven't seen them since. But we got them situated in a place where, they could be taken care of. And, it was a situation where they had grandchildren that were trying to manage the situation. They were both employed. It was a lot. And they just needed someone with fresh eyes and a different take on the situation to be able to come in and help navigate and just kind of take charge.
Wow. So do you have a team of like individuals such as yourself will help pack, or so I want to know, do you help pack and unpack? And
yes.
okay.
Yeah, my ideal scenario is that you are pondering this move, or you've got your realtor lined up, you know where you're going to move, or you may not, you're still exploring your options, but you're ready to start going ahead and starting that purge, that downsizing process. So we start going through all the cabinets and all the chests and all of the pantry, whatever it is. And okay, let's pull out the things we want to take. If it's, if you've got to put your house on the market and you need to start paring down your interior so that your house can be shown, then it's, let's pack the Christmas stuff. If it's not Christmas, let's pack the things that we can pack now. Then once we get the house sold and get to a point where it's, okay, we've got finite dates, then we pack the things that are the critical items, and then we make the move. So it's really, it's tailored to each client. But yeah, I'll go in and I can pack everything up, get the boxes, get the packing materials, actually do the physical packing. Then we load it on the truck and go, and I do the physical unpacking as well. And depending on how big the move is, I've got resources to bring in other team members. So yeah, we've got a nice little business.
So how long have you been doing this?
Well, for about a year and a half. I spent COVID actually working with a professional organizer. And so through that information, or through that training, I learned a ton about how to maximize these small spaces. Because a lot of the times, you're going into something that is, you got to use your space that you're given in a much more economical way. You don't have 3 guest bedrooms, each with a closet, so you can put spring in one closet and fall in another or whatever. So it's, I spent a lot of time learning that side of this business, and then I officially, hung my shingle, if you will, on in January of 21.
Wonderful. So did you ever run into how do you handle the emotion with letting go of something? Because I know some people, the sentimental things, and sometimes it's just like, you just don't know which items you want to release. How do you help somebody work through that process?
Usually it's a lot of talking. That's actually my favorite part of it, because you've got, memorabilia from a life well lived that's hard to get rid of. And so, can we take something and maybe make an art piece out of it, somehow repurpose it?
Yes.
I've done a project where the client collected stir sticks, so we did some stir stick art. So it's just kind of thinking creatively and just finding different purposes or uses for things, or thinking of a charity that could benefit from it more so. If you have a wedding gown, let's say, and that you can donate it to, there's an organization where military brides can take donated gowns to wear for their weddings. So things like that, just thinking of different ways to pass along those wonderful memories to someone else.
Yes, that's awesome. Awesome. Because it's
Yeah,
always emotion tied up with anything, anytime you move, whether it's good
exactly.
emotions or bad emotions. And being
Yes.
equipped to help somebody work through that, because I know it's especially important when you're dealing with, someone who is more life experienced,
Hmm.
because it's
Exactly.
more, that's
Yeah, and then there's,
awesome.
those little nuances of a move that we forget. There's the, okay, I've got to change my address, and then I've got to change, the
Oh,
billing address for all these
yes.
different places and things like that. Or, I've got gas service at my house. I need to have that turned off. There are all those just little ankle biters, if you will, that have to be
Mm,
considered when you're doing this. So,
right.
and for someone who hasn't moved in 50 years, they may not
Yeah.
think about
And
that.
it seems like you help break down that mountain, to,
Exactly.
bite-sized pieces. So, because it's overwhelming,
Yeah. Yeah.
when you're moving. But if you have someone like you as the professional come in and say, okay, let's step back. And then this is the first step, and this is the second step, and then we're going to do
Exactly.
this. I think that is what is key. One of the wonderful keys about your business.
Absolutely. It's just someone to hold your hand and kind of think
Mhm.
through the process. Okay, what do I pack first? If I'm, it's just how
Right.
do I take the first bite of that giant piece of cake, if you will?
Yeah. Yeah. Make it German chocolate.
Exactly.
Oh, oh goodness. So this is so awesome. So I love talking with my friends such as yourself, because it helps me to accumulate these resources so you can help other people, right? It's
Hmm.
all about
Yeah,
helping building that team of resources that you maybe not right now, but you may later on. So you never know.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, Elizabeth, I know you had spoke about something that you wanted to share in regards to contacting you if someone wanted to find out more. What, before we get into that, what areas do you service?
Really any part of North Texas. My spread is, Tarrant County. I've gone into Denton County.
Okay.
Um, Really, I'm pretty flexible.
Okay.
So, I need to go south of Fort Worth, but Fort
Okay.
Worth is home base.
Mhm.
But with a little drive, I'm always available.
Okay, okay, awesome, awesome. So if someone wanted to find out more about you and your services and how they can get in touch with you to find out more, because I'm quite sure it's much more that you do, what would be the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Sure. So to start out with, you could visit my website, and it's www.retirees, or I guess I should say RetireEase movemanagement.com. I've also got email, which is etrout, so ETROUT at retireeasemovemanagement.com. Did not think that through very well when I created my email
Well,
address.
well, the beauty of it is that once you get it in there in your system once, it comes back.
Exactly. Thank God for that, right? But then you can
Yes.
also reach me on my cell at 214-354-0214.
Awesome sauce. Well, this
Yes.
has been so wonderful. I'm so happy that you are providing this service, because, when someone is getting ready for a life change and getting ready to move, it's hard, it's overwhelming, because as the clients that I normally serve, they're working. They are busy, busy, busy with life. And then mom or dad needs to move into an ALF or independent living or whatever it may be, or they're downsizing.
Mhm.
It's like, where do I start? You start with Elizabeth Trout at RetireEase.
Yes.
So thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Deidre. This has been wonderful, and I
All
appreciate all
right.
that you do.
Oh, no problem. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Health Chats Among Friends, where we bring you reputable resources from our local communities. Tune in next week for another amazing resource and another amazing guest. Thank you again, Elizabeth.
Thank you.